In one of the craziest back and forth series so far this playoffs, this is the major turning point for the Montreal Canadiens as the physicality brought upon by this team has changed the entire landscape of the playoffs. We have to talk about exactly what Josh Anderson said, to comments from Arber, Xhekaj, and the guys that, we knew could make a difference, but have changed the whole complexion of the NHL playoffs. But we got more than just that to talk about. We have a big update on Samuel Montembeault from Martin St. Louis and what Jakub Dobes, how he is handling the situation. That plus a lot more coming up on this episode of Habs Digest. And Jesse, we will start with Lane Hutson, actually, because he is historic in every sense of the word. Every time we talk about Lane Hutson, it's him doing something absolutely insane. And most recently, it's this. Just take a minute, because I feel like when I first read this, I didn't take a minute to digest what this meant. Lane Hutson collects his 63rd assist, tying Chris Chelios for the most points in NHL history in a defenseman's rookie season, regular season plus playoffs. The most assists ever. Just let that sit in. Regular season plus playoffs. We are 3 games into the playoffs, Jesse. And Lane Hutson needs 1 more assist. If Montreal wins this round, Montreal could go even further. I have a lot I want to say about this, but how do you feel about this? Because every record that he breaks is crazy, but this is probably the craziest one to date.
Lane Hutson is having one of the best rookie seasons from a D-man that we've ever seen, right?
Just rookie seasons.
No rookie D-man has gotten more assists than Hutson, in a year, right? This phenomenal season just absolutely continues. But it's important for us to see it in the playoffs. Like we had any doubts, we knew what a competitor that he really was. Now, really being able to see it on these big goals, cross-ice passes to Caufield when it really matters for this team, just showing up so big for me is just so huge. Lane Hutson is obviously a big reason of why we've made the playoffs now, Josh, but also in the future as well. And, we got the Calder winner on our team, and I think that really matters, for this team kind of going forward.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's a runaway for it. I mean, obviously there's no votes now that the playoffs have started, but the fact, I just want to say this again. It's Lane Hutson has had moments where he's arguably been the Habs' best player. I don't know if he was last night. There were some great plays. Slaf was so phenomenal last night too. I will probably mention him. But the fact that he's an undersized 5'9", 162, undersized offensive rookie defenseman, right? And not known for being physical. In a series against the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference, who is known for being quite big, quite scary, quite physical, Tom Wilson, Alex Ovechkin, Alexei Protas, who is looking to start and playing in the next few games, their decors like that, Lane Hutson has stood out as being a point-per-game player, Jesse. Look, I just... If any doubters are still left there, I don't know what to tell them. It's every single night, go watch Lane Hutson be the Habs offense, be one of the best players for them. In a series where literally everything would be stacked against what Lane Hutson is as a player, he is still thriving, and that to me is insane, right?
And important to note, 2 years younger than a Chris Chelios.
Yeah.
This is being done in 2025, not the 80s, not the high-flying, high-scoring 80s, where the goaltending pads were minimal at best, right? So just to kind of caveat what Lane Hutson is doing, absolutely unreal. The best rookie season that we have seen in generations now.
Yeah, insane stuff from Lane Hutson. Leave some Lane love down below. There's a lot we got to get into in this episode, though. And we're just going to keep going. But before we do, quick reminder to hit the free subscribe button down below. We're getting closer and closer to 21,000. You guys have been subscribing like crazy every single day, and we're here every single day during this playoff run, and I know you want to stay updated. There's no better place than hitting the sub button down below. We got to move on to our goalies, Jesse, because in last night's game, there was a bit of a scare. I don't know if I want to say scare, but Samuel Montembeault got injured, his left leg, and we don't really have too many updates on him. But look, he tried to play through it, couldn't do it. Jakub Dobes came in, and I mean, what a moment, though, after the game, given the hug. Jakub Dobes said, honestly, he was crying, and who wouldn't be emotional in this kind of moment? Jakub Dobes being backed up by Chef number 96 on the bench, the 38-year-old who had never played pro hockey, and insane stuff there. But Jakub Dobes was crazy last night. I want to get into Monty's status, though, and right after I'll talk a bit about what Marty had to say. But look, right now, Marty St. Louis did say that for Game 4, Monty is not ruled out. How did you feel about Jakub Dobes' performance, Jesse, in relief? Because you have to imagine the emotions were taking over him strong. And look, I know this Habs teammates are ready to stand up for him.
He was really brilliant, and this isn't the first time. He's kind of really came up big for this Montreal Canadiens a couple times, and that's even why we're in the playoffs, and only right that he would kind of continue that in his first game in the NHL. Absolutely unreal, right? unforeseen circumstances. Montembeault doing him real solid by giving him a little bit of a heads up that he had some injury, but kind of doing everything he could. Definitely a team effort to make sure that he's going in there prepared. But, for right now, we're looking like possibly very well, a Dobes versus Lindgren, that not set in stone there, but we know that, like, Thompson has he was slightly having a higher save percentage than Montembeault coming into this game here. So you have to feel like that loss. And for me, it looked pretty bad for Thompson. Like, he looked shaky. It's like, for me, it's like, it looks like a concussion and some type of kind of like knee injury, like definitely kind of a double whammy right here as, his players just absolutely barreling him over there. So, you have to feel like, obviously you never like to see players getting injured, but it could potentially favor the Montreal Canadiens here going forward. That being said, to speak about our guys and what we control, which is really the focus for the Montreal Canadiens, like Dobes says, like, he knows his routine. He knows he's a good goalie. And that's really been a big part of his success is having that process that he really kind of comes to as a pro in this game. So really looking forward to seeing him if, he gets those continued chances, which I think there's a good possibility that there is. I got a lot of faith in this young man. Absolutely a revelation for this team this season.
Young Habs goalie who maybe was not slotted in as the number one guy heading into the playoffs. It gives me some flashbacks. I'm just saying, like, you never know, right? You never know what's going to happen. But hey, hopefully he'll be back. I just want to highlight what Marty had to say about Dobes as well. He's like, look, I think he knows what he did this year for us. He came in, had a really great start, went through a tougher stretch for a young goaltender, but finished strong. And look, we have to play well enough in front of him to not force him to steal us a game. But I think he can do that too. And that's what I love right now about this Habs team. The guys are standing up for each other. Jakub Dobes did have a fantastic regular season, was dominant in the AHL. Cannot wait to see what he does moving forward. I mean, it's just exciting to know that, like, even if Monty goes down, we have a guy like Dobes. And now, hey, 3 of the 4 goalies that played in the game last night were Habs backups at one point. Montembeault, Dobes, and Charlie Lindgren. It's a bit of a weird one, eh? But you know what? As much as, like you said, Logan Thompson going down, I'd love to be able to say, we beat a team at full strength. It's always the nice way to say it, but come playoff time, no team is full strength a lot of the time. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Let us know your thoughts on Dobes versus Monty, that kind of stuff down below. Logan Thompson probably being out. Love to hear from you. But final thing, Jesse, look, there's been one turning point. I mean, Dobes going into the net is a turning point for better or for worse. Thompson going down is a turning point for better or for worse. But the biggest thing was the Habs' physicality. And look, I'm going to play this clip one more time. YouTube doesn't like when I show clips of fights. But, there's no blood, no nothing. They're just two friendly guys. They're just having fun, No one's upset. No one's upset. Totally. Josh Anderson said, it's just playoffs, baby. That's exactly what it is. But Jesse, honestly, the physicality last night and the way the Habs came out with energy, thanks to Josh Anderson and Arber Xhekaj. Gotta shout him out too. Gotta shout you out. You absolutely were calling this from the second we were talking about him. He will make a big difference. I was maybe more skittish on the idea, but no, you were on it. And right now, 45-26 in terms of hits. We beat down the big bad Capitals. We made them look scared. We are winning the emotional battle, the shooting battle, the hitting battle, the face-off battle. Is it crazy to say, the first 2 games were very close, tightly contested. Both teams had their moments. Game 3 was the first game where one team was clearly set apart, Jesse. I don't think it's crazy to say that the physicality last night helped us cement that we, so far, look like the best team in this series, even though we're down 2-1.
And I mean, this is hockey. This is the playoffs. This is why a guy like Arber Xhekaj really happens. And as you're alluding to with the stats, Josh, it was the physicality that really led to the offense, that 46-26 advantage in the shots, leading to that 81-45 advantage for the shot attempts for the Montreal Canadiens. I believe that there is a big correlation between those stats there, and not only kind of standing our ground here in this game, but actually doing more than that, like invading that Capitals bench. Like, I absolutely just love to see that how Xhekaj, like this whole play in sequence, again, they're standing up for Dobes there, where Caps are kind of trying to block his way there, way out of line. For sure, you're going to trigger the whole bench there, and then Xhekaj being a part of it. But like you said earlier, and even how Montembeault was kind of looking out for Dobes, and now, Xhekaj kind of looking out for Anderson, saying, like, buddy, you don't have to do this all alone. I got you here. Like, again, our boy Josh Anderson, like, this guy is just always good in the playoffs. I know he's had his struggles in the regular season a little bit. This guy's lit up the lamp a little bit this season, a little bit of a surprising clip, being amazing on the forecheck, which has just been so big for this team. So all of this has mattered. Like, this was a turning point for me in this game. If, like, they could answer that bell physically, I had no doubt of what they can kind of do. So if they're going to bring it offensively, that first line's going to do what they can. We're having another line as well of, Nui with Evans and Demidov. I think bringing some magic there with Jivo kind of contributing. I mean, if we bring that physical play, we keep that going, get on that forecheck. For me, that is a huge recipe for success.
It really is. And the Habs, like, again, they showed it. Like, they looked like clearly the better team. And again, like we were talking about before the show, Josh Anderson and Arber, like, they were getting in the Capitals' heads. And the fact that Tom Wilson has to do this, like, yeah, he's trying to mock the Habs, call us babies. That's fine. But I think a lot of us have been in a situation like that where you want to react like Tom Wilson. You want to call the other person down. Oh, you're being a baby. Wah, wah, wah. And when you want to do that, you've lost the mental battle. Josh Anderson's like, I got you where I want you, man. When someone's like that, they're on the back foot. They get nervous. They get scared. Look, I'm just talking psychology. Tom Wilson, fantastic hockey player. Very physical. He makes a difference in this series. But right now, the Habs have his number. They have the physical advantage. They have all the other advantages. And look, they have the home barn advantage. There is nothing better than what we're witnessing right now. And let us know your thoughts on this huge turning point in the series. The physicality, the goalies. It's going to be a fun one. Game 3 is always the turning point of every series. Whether it's going into it, it's 1-1, it's 2-0, or whatever. Well, I guess 0-2, whatever. Whatever the result is, Game 3 is often very telling. Cannot wait for Game 4. We'll be right here with you tomorrow, but that'll do it for this episode of Habs Digest. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Oh, I can't contain my excitement for Game 4 coming tomorrow. I'm Josh Gosse, my co-host, Jesse Poirier. We'll catch you in the next one.